welcome back to the mat. So today I want to talk to you just a moment about something before we really dive into today's meditation. Today's meditation is going to be more of a self-soothing meditation. Something that is very passionate to me, that is very dear to my heart. Is suicide awareness. And so October is Suicide Awareness Month. I think that it is something that is obviously a huge issue in the world right now. And so I want to take just a moment before we get into this meditation to remind you of a few things. First of all, if you are joining me in this video, I just want to say that I'm so glad that you are here. I want to welcome you to this online space and know that even though we are not in the same room, that I hope I can create a space for you where you feel welcome, where you belong, and most of all, to remind you that you are enough. Yoga is such a good teacher to remind us that we don't have to be perfect. We're not perfect. All of us are struggling in some form or fashion. And I know that some days are much harder than others. Being very real with you, over the last year or two, again, within the last year, I've had a diagnosis of fibromyalgia. And so I have went from being pain-free and doing all the things to some days not doing anything at all. And that is very hard for me. That is not the way I am wired. My trauma does not want me to find stillness. And nourishing the inside of me, my mind, the thoughts, all of the things. I wasn't taught that growing up. So I really want you to take a moment and maybe be intentional about showing up for this practice, showing up just for yourself to nourish your mind, your body, and your soul. And please know that if there's anything that I can ever do, if I can ever help you, if you just need a friend to talk to, please feel free to drop me a comment. I will also leave my email in this video. I will tag it in the video below. But please feel free to reach out. No matter what you are struggling with, I promise that you are not alone. And I will help you any way I can. So if you're ready, we will get right into it. So today's practice, I'm going to encourage you to lie down. I'm going to stay seated, but I want to encourage you to lay down. I want you to get super comfortable. And when you're ready, if it feels right for you, I want you to close your eyes. I want you just to relax your hands. And I don't want you to force this. This is not a forcing practice. So it takes time. So I know that we're not in person, but when I talk to you about relaxing, I don't want you to just force anything. This is a space where judgment, expectation, having another thing to do, I want you to really pull back from that and open yourself up to this is a space you don't have to rush. If you need 10 breaths instead of 5, take the 10. It's your practice. I want you to make it your own. I'm only a guide for you. So whatever you are, wherever you're at, whatever feels right for you, getting comfortable and just allowing the body to be present. Pulling the breath in through the nose and releasing it out of the nose. And as you start to soften through your jaw, allowing your body just from head to toe just to get a little heavier with each breath. I want you to bring your awareness to that space right between your eyes, so that third eye chakra. And in that third eye, I want you to move yourself from the space that you're in your mind to a space on the beach. And all around you You're surrounded by nature. So in front of you, you see the infinite space of the ocean. And behind you is a gentle patch of woods that just comes around almost as if a half circle to meet the ocean. There is no one here in this space but you. And as you pause here in this moment, I want you to focus on the waves of the ocean as they roll in. And so if you've ever been to the beach or if you've never seen the ocean, I want you to focus on the waves as they roll in and they gently touch your feet. They meet your body. And then I want you to focus on the pull of the ocean. So if you've ever been, you'll notice that there's a heavy pull. I want you to take a moment here to honor the power that it has to pull things. The sand as it drifts back out into the ocean. And the tide as it rolls in again, touching your body. And once again, as it recedes back into the ocean. I want you to notice the sun on your skin. It's not hot, but it's just warming enough that it fills your body from the inside out. Nice and warm from head to toe. There's no clouds in the sky, just the sun. The sand, your body, and the ocean. And I want you to start to use your breath, and we're going to kind of pair it with the waves of the ocean. So as you pull that breath in, the tide's going to roll in and come into contact with your feet, your body, your legs. Pause for a minute at the top of your breath, and as you exhale, the ocean recedes and it pulls back out into the infinite. And with each breath, I want you to hold that mindfulness. The waves coming in as you inhale. And as you exhale, softly releasing it all back out into the ocean as that tide recedes. And as you find yourself in this space, continuing that breath work, matching the waves of the ocean, the in and out, the inhale of your breath, followed by the exhale of your breath. I want you just to simply drift. And if your mind starts to wander, and it will, there'll be other thoughts that pull you away from this moment. I want you just to softly recenter back to your breath. In as the ocean comes in, touching your body, pausing at the top of your breath, and then exhaling. And with it, taking any negative thoughts, anything that captivates your mind negatively about yourself, your life, anything that no longer serves, pulls back out into the ocean. Just following that breath in and out for the next minute. And again, if the thoughts start to come into your mind and the mind wanders, it's okay. Gently bring yourself back to your breath, back to the ocean. Softly continuing that breath work. We're going to start to wind down this meditation with a mantra. I love mantras. I love the hum of the reminding feeling that I can be whatever I need if I remind myself enough. So I want you to think about finishing this sentence. I am joy, peace, love, patient, kindness, confident. Whatever it is, I want you to repeat that. Inhaling, pulling that in. I am. As the ocean comes in, touches your skin. And as you exhale, finishing that sentence. Love, peace, light, patient, kindness. Taking just a few minutes here to really pull that mantra into your mind, your heart, into your practice. With each wave as it comes in, I am. And with each exhale, releasing that out into the ocean, into the world. And softly you can let that mantra go. Gently on your next inhale, I want you to be mindful again in that mind's eye, bring you back to the present. You're lying on the mat in the space that you're in. Starting to deepen the breath a little bit more. Maybe bring some awareness back by moving your fingers and your toes. If you're lying down for this practice, I want you to take a moment to stretch the body and then softly rolling onto your right side for just a moment before meeting back in a seated position as we get ready to close our practice. Gently bringing your hands to your heart, thanking yourself for taking time out of your day to focus solely on you, for you to become a priority. Using your breath to reset the body, the mind, and the soul. Namaste. All right, friends, thank you so much for joining me for that practice. I want to remind you again that this is a safe space for you, that you have purpose and you belong. And I leave you with noticing your thoughts. Whatever is in your mind is so important. So I want to nourish that in this online community. I hope that you'll take this with you off the mat to the rest of the day, the rest of your week, wherever you find yourself. Know that you are loved, that you have purpose, and that you are enough. I'll see you soon again on the mat.